All right, everybody, what's going on tonight? Well, if there's any question about who the most dominant and best heavyweight UFC fighter in the world, best fighter in the world, MMA, at the heavyweight level, is clearly Stipe Miocic. Total domination of Francis Ngannou. I don't know if anybody saw that coming. I did predict Stipe to win that fight. Made a video about that. I just didn't believe that Francis had the experience or fought the level of competition that Stipe did. Now, again, that scary power was negated after the first round. There were some, moments in the first round where things could have went either way. But clearly, Stipe is the better fighter, head and shoulders above Ngannou. Kind of made him look rudimentary in a lot of things that he did in the later rounds of that fight. So, what's next for Stipe? Obviously, the big fight is Cain Velasquez. Cain's training again supposedly, and wants to, he wants to get back into the fight game. Obviously, everybody wants to see him back, and I think Cain's going to give Stipe a much better fight than Ngannou did. Cain's kind of known for his gas tank, although he did run out of gas. I think Mexico City against Verdum and lost that fight. Beat Travis Brown. First round, pretty dominating. And of course, then he got injured. Cain's biggest Achilles heel is lots of injuries. So who knows what's going to happen. But I would still pick Stipe in that fight. I think that Stipe is just. What I'd like to see is John Jones versus Stipe. Who knows? We might actually see that. Rumor is John Jones might be getting his suspension shortened dramatically. Something going on about lie detector tests, some other things. All that, take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, this was the fight was pretty dominating on Stipe's part. I don't know if anybody predicted that kind of domination, but clearly on the ground, after Ngannou ran out of gas, it was it was no contest. And Stipe's gas tank's just so much deeper. So, greatest defended his title 3 times, greatest heavyweight in the history of the UFC, in my opinion, Stipe Miocic, and he's not slowing down. He gets better every fight. So, Cain better bring his A game to take on Stipe. We shall see. Hopefully, that fight takes place later in the year. Stipe is going to probably get a new contract. I know he was making less money, a couple $100,000 less than Overeem made, and I think there were some other fighters he fought, of course, that were making a substantial more amount of money. So he's probably going to get a new contract, and I think he's going to bring some fans in too. They're going to want to see him fight because what he did to Ngannou. Ngannou's probably got to go back to the drawing board and work on that cardio, work on that ground game a little bit. But he's got that scary power, so he's going to beat the majority of the heavyweights with that alone. Stipe's at another level. I said that in a video I made, and a few guys have said that on the internet, a few MMA guys, but a lot of those guys were picking Ngannou to win. But he'll be back. I mean, he's only been training for like 5 years, or so. I mean, his best days are ahead of him, certainly. So, Cain Stipe, wow, that would be a great fight. Hopefully, Cain is 100% for that fight.